Patriots Day. So Patriots Day is directed by Peter Berg. It's the biopic about the Boston Marathon bombing and the manhunt for the douchebags who did it. It stars Mark Wahlberg as one of the Boston PD guys amidst this crisis. Kevin Bacon's the Fed who comes in when they're like, this might be terrorism. That means it's our ball game now. And now we have a pretty emotional ride here. Peter Berg, it looks like he has found his niche. Now you look at Deepwater Horizon, Patriots Day, is like, is Peter Berg just gonna keep doing movies about tragedies that happened not too long ago? If so, fine, go for it, given the product. If this is what he is pumping out and giving us, I say don't stop. He's given us some pretty good stuff from that spectrum. And Mark Wahlberg was great in this movie. I thought he was great in Deepwater Horizon. Also, there's some Oscar chatter about Deepwater Horizon. I think if he's gonna get nominated for one of these two films, Patriots Day is the one it would be. I mean, he was great in both, but there's this one scene in particular in Patriots Day where you're watching and you're like, if he gets nominated for an Oscar, that's the clip they're probably going to show, or they should show. Does that mean he's gonna get nominated? I have no idea. I'm so detached from the Oscar mindset, I'm the worst person to ask that question too. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter in the least to me. Point is, he gave a great performance in a great movie here, Oscar or not. And it really is a compelling thing. I remember the Boston Marathon bombing, when it happened, through the manhunt to when it ended. It was a pretty intense thing. And what this movie does, which is also what I noticed, and Patton Oswalt, I think Facebook posted about this, Facebook or Twitter, since it's more than 140 characters, I believe it was Facebook, in which you see a tragedy like this, an attack from people on people, and you're like, oh, I've lost faith in humanity. But it's important to see the people, the normal people, the common folks there who were rushing to help the injured people. And this movie does show that spectrum of it. The shitty people are vastly outnumbered by the good people. So I'm glad this movie illustrated that point. Also, this movie is great at getting you to an emotional level and just holding you there. It never really breaks you. You never break down and sob, or I held it in. I probably would have had I let myself. But it gets you to that welling, you get the knot in the throat and your eyes are welling up, and it holds you there for a very long time. Because it's a very emotional thing. I just don't like seeing people get hurt. Even if it's cinematically done. I know it's makeup. I know they're actors. But it is based on a very real thing, and it's doing that very real thing justice. At some points in film and cinema, when you're illustrating something like this, you have to show the nitty-gritty. And quite frankly, my mindset on Peter Berg as a director is just changing. I used to be like, oh, I'm 50-50 on Peter Berg movies. Now it's like 75-25, 75 positive. The dude is really crushing it lately. Another thing this movie does really well is it mixes security footage. Like, as these guys are going about their business, like the bad guys after the bombing, they run across security footage and it shows the actual security footage, and you're like, these dudes are just doing some day-to-day shit. How disconnected do you have to be like, yeah, I just murdered some people, but I better go get the milk? If I could cite a negative in this one, it's just the replay value. It's such a heavy-handed movie, boots on the ground, your feet are in the mud, you're watching this go down. It's interesting, it's fascinating, it's taxing on you as you're watching it. You don't have to watch it over and over and over again, in that there's not a lot of replay value here. There's replay value in the sense that you watch it and then you get your friends, you're like, dude, you have to watch this movie, I will watch it with you. I guess that's the leg up Deepwater Horizon has over Patriots Day. Deepwater Horizon, I can watch Deepwater Horizon a few times. In the end, guys, Patriots Day, I was really glad I saw it. It's really hard. It's a limited release right now. It's gonna go wide in January, but I really wanted to see this one right now, man. And it was really well done. It was a heavy movie. Mark Wahlberg was great. The characters were great. So great. In fact, it's weird to call them characters because they are based on real people. So the people were great. And it does a lot of justice among the people involved and how the different agencies work together, but kind of had conflict when they were working together, but they all still had the common goal to work together. And it showed when tragedy strikes, people do innately come together, and I think that's an important, powerful thing. And I will say Patriots Day is awesome-tacular. Alright guys, so Patriots Day, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's a great movie that you can only watch once? That's a good, important question there, so whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.